And it's in the White House. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But that dude has the touch of death.
Joe Rogan just dropped a bone-chilling warning about Ilia Topuria that should have Justin Gaethje questioning everything. Despite Topuria being the smaller fighter, Rogan's calling him absolutely lethal, emphasizing that his technique and precision create what he calls a touch of death. This isn't some casual prediction from the commentary booth. Rogan's seen thousands of fights, and when he says a fighter has that killer combination of confidence and technical skill that can end fights in an instant, you better listen. He's warning that underestimating Topuria based on size would be the biggest mistake Gaethje could make. And here's what's terrifying: Rogan's track record on these predictions is scary accurate.
God damn that dude.
Dude, I love Justin. I'm a fan. I don't like this matchup for him.
Well, you know what? I mean, Justin knows what he's getting into, and it's hard to count that dude out. He's such an animal.
Yeah, he can land the shot, but...
And it's in the White House. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But that dude has the touch of death.
Yeah.
He has the touch of death.
And he's not a big guy. I've never seen him in person, but I was talking to somebody recently, and they said, no, he's 5'7", you know?
He's small, man. He's not big.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a photo of me standing next to him when we did the podcast. We're standing next to you. He's much smaller than me. And, bro, he puts people into the shadow realm.
Yeah.
It's just technique and confidence. His confidence is crazy. He had a victory party for the Oliveira fight the night before.
Drinking wine. I saw.
I don't think he was drinking wine.
No?
I think he was drinking water the night before, but he has drank wine in weigh-ins.
Yeah.
When he's getting ready to weigh in, the weight.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Rogan isn't just talking about Topuria's striking game. He's breaking down how this guy is a complete nightmare on every level of MMA. The grappling is what's really freaking people out right now. Topuria dominated Bryce Mitchell on the ground, a guy who's supposed to be one of the best grapplers in the division, and finished him like he was a training partner. Rogan's saying Topuria's ground game might actually be stronger than his striking, which is insane considering he's knocked out elite strikers. This combination of submission skills, knockout power, and that killer instinct creates a fighter who can end your night from literally any position. The confidence Topuria carries isn't just bravado, it's backed up by technique that makes veterans look amateur.
He has it. He has it.
He's got it in his mind. He's got it in his technique. His grappling's fun. I watched a video of him grappling with Merab, and he was all over Merab.
And
that's crazy.
That's what they say. His grappling's just as good, if not better, than his stand-up.
That's where he started.
I've never seen
as a
it.
grappler.
I've never seen him grapple, though.
Well, he finished Bryce Mitchell on the ground, and he's finished a few people on the ground. He does clearly have phenomenal submission ability.
Now listen to this part. Topuria himself just sent Gaethje the most chilling message you'll ever hear before a fight. He looked straight into the camera and said, "Justin, see you at the White House. I'm not someone who humiliates people. It will be quick. When you wake up, everything will already be over." Think about that for a second. This isn't trash talk or psychological warfare. This is a stone-cold promise delivered with the confidence of someone who's already visualized exactly how this fight ends. While Gaethje is talking about making this the defining moment of the night and the event's main highlight, Topuria is speaking like the outcome is already decided. The contrast is striking: one fighter hyping up a war, the other calmly explaining why there won't be one.
Ilia Topuria on the White House. Has to be. Has to be. No other option.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Walking out of the Oval Office, into the cage, wearing the flag.
Entertaining.
I think we're going to main event it. I think we'll be the main event.
Boom.
Let's go. Once in a lifetime.
I'm totally guessing throwing shit against the wall right now.
Yeah. Universe.
But I mean, what else?
You know what I think will probably happen? You know what I think will probably happen?
Let's see it.
I think there'll be co-headline. You'll be one of them, so that they can say, like, the man who's never had a bad fight definitely here. So that's a draw.
Yeah.
And then they put whatever else on there. So I think co-main event. I think for sure.
Co-main. Who's main?
I don't know. I think it'll be a huge. I think it'll be big name thing.
McGregor's been tossed around.
Yeah,
as
that's
the
what I'm
main
saying.
for that fight.
Yeah, I know it's past the time, but name-wise, I think that is.
If it's McGregor, then McGregor's going to fight me, and we'll be main event anyway.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, never had a bad fight. Okay.
Yeah, it would be if Ilia didn't come back, they would strip him. I'd become the undisputed, and then McGregor gets to fight whoever he wants. So I guess that would.
And get this, Jorge Masvidal just dropped some brutal reality on everyone about what this fight could do to Gaethje's career. Masvidal isn't sugarcoating anything. He's predicting that Topuria's skill and precision will completely dominate Gaethje to the point where it leaves him physically and mentally broken afterward. We're talking about a performance so devastating that it could destroy Gaethje's confidence permanently. Masvidal's saying this could be career-defining, and not in the good way. When a veteran like Masvidal, who's been in wars with the best fighters in the world, is warning about the psychological damage this fight could cause, that should tell you everything about what he expects to happen. This isn't just about winning or losing, it's about what happens to a fighter's spirit when they get completely outclassed.
He didn't look bad in the fight, but he also didn't look phenomenal.
I enjoyed the fight. You know, as far as technique, it was more of like kind of a bar type fight. But I mean, Gaethje dropped him like so many times. Yeah, it was crazy.
And
I enjoyed watching that fight. That was really good.
I think Ilia does Gaethje even worse, you know.
And dude, honestly, that's pretty fucking scary.
He doesn't.
I don't think
he doesn't. They're in another level.
Yeah,
I've trained with Ilia plenty since like his first UFC fight. I was calling it back then. This guy's gonna be champ. I'm telling you, he's gonna beat the fucking brakes. He retires Homer Simpson that day in the fucking cage. He'll never come back into fighting that dude.
I mean,
bro, Homer Simpson's gonna fucking. He's not walking that out.
Daniel Cormier jumped in with his own warning, and DC doesn't mince words when it comes to fight analysis. He's highlighting Topuria's knockout power and that ability to end fights in a split second, emphasizing that Gaethje cannot afford to take the risks he usually takes. Think about what that means coming from Cormier. He's telling one of the most dangerous knockout artists in the lightweight division that he can't fight his usual style because his opponent is too dangerous. Gaethje built his reputation on trading bombs and surviving wars, but Cormier's essentially saying that approach is suicide against Topuria. The veteran champion is warning that Topuria's finishing ability is on a different level entirely.
Is it going to be a situation where they come to the center ring like Gaethje and Holloway and just throw leather?
Just go.
Justin Gaethje is my friend. I'm going to tell him don't do that with Ilia Topuria, man. You can't do that with him.
Yeah.
He hit so hard. When him and Charles Oliveira were fighting, by the time Charles Oliveira hit the ground, he was already sleeping, man. Like, Ilia hit him 2 to 3 times on the way down. So like before he even hit the ground, Ilia hit him with the right hand. By the time Charles is like knocked out and falling backwards, Ilia done hit him with an uppercut. He hit him with another right hand. And then some guys actually, you fall down, they do like that. The referee like, hey man, it's over. Ilia jump on you. He hit.
But wait, it gets even more interesting. Michael Bisping came out praising this matchup as one that genuinely deserves to happen based on pure merit. He's pointing out that while fighters like Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway had impressive showings recently, Topuria already finished both of them decisively. Bisping's making the argument that results should dictate matchups, not popularity or storylines. This is huge because it shows that even the critics acknowledge Topuria has earned this shot through pure dominance. When former champions are saying the matchup makes sense because of what Topuria has already accomplished, it validates just how legitimate his claim to being the best in the division really is.
Gaethje taking on Ilia Topuria for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world, which is a great fight, which is the fight that should happen because obviously meritocracy and they've got an interim champion. There was people saying that maybe Charles Oliveira or Max Holloway could have gazumped Justin, maybe if they had an insane performance. I'll say this, Charles Oliveira had an insane performance. Wasn't exactly the most nail-biting edge of your seat, although I thought it was extremely dominant. A lot of people are chatting shit online and even calling me a company man because I thought Charles Oliveira was very impressive. Anyway, they don't jump the line, they don't skip the queue, they don't get to fight Ilia Topuria next, and that makes sense anyway because I think I'm going this way. Ilia knocked them both out. Knocked out Charles Oliveira, stopped Max Holloway, didn't put him to sleep per se, but certainly a TKO. So that wouldn't have made sense.
Here's the kicker though. Arman Tsarukyan completely dismissed this entire fight, calling it pointless and claiming Gaethje has no real shot. Tsarukyan's so confident that Topuria will destroy Gaethje that he's already positioning himself as the next challenger. This is either incredible confidence in Topuria's abilities or massive disrespect toward Gaethje's chances. Tsarukyan's basically saying this fight is such a foregone conclusion that everyone should be looking past it already. When other top contenders are treating your title defense like a formality, that says something about how the division views your dominance.
Ilia versus Gaethje is a good fight, but like no chance to Gaethje. Ilia has a better boxing, and I think he's gonna knock him out. They just waste time, you know, waste my time. They gotta put me versus Ilia, and I'll take his belt, and easy money for.
Now Charles Oliveira dropped some serious predictions that have everyone talking. Do Bronx thinks Topuria will not only knock out Gaethje at the White House event, but will then move up to challenge Islam Makhachev later this year and vacate the featherweight belt. Think about the implications of that statement. Oliveira's predicting Topuria will finish Gaethje so convincingly that he'll immediately be ready to challenge for a second belt in a higher weight class. This isn't just about winning. It's about a performance so dominant that it launches Topuria into immediate title contention at lightweight. The MMA guru echoed these sentiments, suggesting that while the card favors an American star like Gaethje, Topuria's skills make an upset not just possible but likely, promising a memorable finish that could reshape the entire division.
A lot of people are talking about in the build-up, they're never going to have a US fighter lose in the main event. Yeah, they are. Justin Gaethje is going to lose to Ilia Topuria in the main event in the White House. If he pulls it off, it'll be cinema, okay? And I'll assume that the rig is in. And Topuria has been paid $10 million to make the US look good on the world stage. Because Gaethje, he's the All-American. He's he bleeds red, white, and blue, brother. You know what I mean? He's going to be there. He's the only American that's even in conversations to ever be in a title fight. Unless they did Yan O'Malley too. Which people would still complain about, by the way. But it's the only other way they could have a US fighter in a title fight. Jones was never coming back. But Topuria Gaethje's a sick fight. Amazing fight. Love it. I think it's great as the main event of this White House card. But we could have done with a stronger undercard. And that's where I think the improvements are to...
Hold up, did you catch what just happened with the fight announcement drama? Gaethje revealed he was initially told he wouldn't be fighting at the White House event, only to later learn he'd be on the card. That kind of back and forth suggests the UFC had other plans or other fighters in mind before settling on this matchup. The change heightened Gaethje's excitement, but it also raises questions about whether this was the UFC's first choice or a backup plan. Either way, Gaethje is treating this opportunity as massive, calling it an amazing experience and expressing genuine excitement about competing on such a big stage. The question is whether that excitement translates to proper preparation or if he's getting caught up in the moment.
It was amazing. I kind of knew, but it's I'm not almost crying, but I'm very proud. Promise.
Robert Whittaker's breakdown of this matchup is absolutely terrifying for Gaethje fans. The former middleweight champion sees Topuria as an elite next-level fighter who combines sharp striking with precise grappling. But here's what's really scary. Whittaker's highlighting Topuria's timing and reactions, his ability to capitalize on the smallest mistakes. He's saying that based on Gaethje's last performance, he'd need significant adjustments just to be competitive. When a technical master like Whittaker is saying you need to completely change your approach just to survive, that's not a good sign. Whittaker's essentially predicting that Gaethje's usual style will get him finished quickly against someone with Topuria's skill set.
Days ago, I got a call and they said, "You're definitely not fighting on the White House card." So I was like,
Wow, really?
cool.
Okay.
And then yesterday I got a call and they said, "You might hear something. You might be on the White House card." And I was like, "How are you going to go complete 180 turn on me?" And then today I found out that I was on it. I didn't know if I was main event.
Really? Oh, so it was a big secret. Even the fighters really didn't.
But here's where the plot thickens. Paddy Pimblett believes Gaethje can still pull off an upset, pointing out that MMA's unpredictability means anything can happen. He's reminding everyone that many have written Gaethje off before, but fighting on such a high-profile stage could bring out the best in the American fighter. This creates an interesting contrast with all the doom and gloom predictions. While most analysts are predicting Topuria's dominance, some still believe in Gaethje's power and experience. The unpredictability factor is real. One perfectly timed punch from Gaethje could change everything, regardless of what the technical breakdown suggests.
With how crazy this game is, how big of a fan I am, how many unpredictable things have happened, I can absolutely knock Ilia Topuria out on the White House lawn.
How do you know that?
Because I know how crazy this game is. I know the power I possess. I know the skills that I have.
He
I know
possesses
how
a lot of power.
Of course, he could knock me out also, but there's no way to find out, and I also will. I just want the chance.
You
know,
want him?
Of course.
That's right.
Yeah, he's the champion. If I could do it, it will be the best script. Then I will believe this is all simulation, 100%, because that'd be crazy.
And now everyone's already looking past this fight to what comes next. Jorge Masvidal and Sean O'Malley both think a fight between Islam Makhachev and Topuria is a must-see that should headline major cards. O'Malley's praising Topuria's accomplishments and calling a potential matchup with Islam the next can't-miss fight for fans. But Mattias Gamrot thinks Topuria would face major challenges against Makhachev because of the size difference, noting that Topuria is comparatively small, while Makhachev brings significant physicality that would be hard for a smaller fighter to match. This debate about Topuria's future is happening while he still has to get past Gaethje, showing just how confident everyone is in his ability to handle this current challenge.
Out there, Ilia's striking is leagues above everybody.
Yeah.
Like just about everybody in the
So there you have it. The entire MMA world is split between those predicting Topuria will absolutely demolish Gaethje and those holding on to hope that Gaethje's power and experience can overcome the technical disadvantage. What's clear is that this fight represents a potential changing of the guard in the lightweight division, with Topuria positioned to not just win, but to do it so convincingly that he immediately becomes a star at multiple weight classes. The warnings from Rogan, Cormier, and Masvidal paint a picture of a fighter who's simply operating on a different level than his competition. Here's my question for you, drop it in the comments. Do you think Gaethje's experience and power can overcome Topuria's technical superiority, or are we about to witness a career-defining beatdown? If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really at stake in this fight, smash that like button, subscribe for more fight analysis, and hit the notification bell because this card is going to be absolutely insane. I'll see you in the next one.
And the wrestling and jiu-jitsu is there as well. His timing, his instincts, his instinct to fire off in like his counterattacks. You know, he'll make you pay for every step you take. It's a hard fight.
Yeah,
Things
man.
have got to change in Gaethje's camp to make the fight competitive.
Yeah.
Right now, the Gaethje that fought Paddy won't beat Ilia right now.
Yeah.
But that's not saying that we'll see that Gaethje when he fights.
My two mates in the main event, Ilia versus Justin. Ilia did say he was going to come back around this time, so June, perfect for him. And obviously Justin Gaethje said himself when he was fighting me, he wants to beat me and then go on to fight on the White House, and he's done it. You know what I mean? That's off to him. He said he was going to do that. That's a scrap. You know what I mean? They're going to come out and they're going to try and take each other's heads off. But everyone's already counting Gaethje out, and we've already learned you can't do that. I don't know, I've got a sneaky suspicion that Gaethje might pull off an upset here and surprise everyone. As you know, it's a fight. It's a fist fight. It can go either way. Anyone could beat anyone. In the White House, he's probably going to have a little bit more motivation to go out there and win because it's in front of his presidents in his home country. We'll have to see how that one plays out, because obviously it's big implications for the rest of the division. I'm obviously going to be watching that. I'll have my eye on that, but I'm going to be focused on whoever I get to fight next, and hopefully I'm going to find out the next few weeks when my next fight will be, and hopefully it's around that time. Hopefully it's around June.
At the White House or KFC parking lot, that's the fight we want to see. That's the fight I want to see. I just wanted to get done, you know, one way or another, you know, point blank period. Whether it's at the White House or it's at New York City, Madison Square Garden, this fight has to get done. And there's going to be distractions everywhere. You know, there's going to be distractions wherever they fight, because it's probably going to be the biggest fight of the year when those two step in the cage. You know, not probably isn't. I can't think of a bigger fight. Only me and Conor is the only bigger fight that I can think of, you know. But other than that, that'll be the biggest fight in a long.
The greatest of all time. I think he's going to go down as, I mean, he knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, knocked out Max Holloway, knocked out Charles Oliveira, back to back to back, and knocked out 3 Hall of Famers in a row.
And do you think he would beat Islam Makhachev?
It's definitely possible. Those guys, number 1 and number 2 pound for pound in the world. I think that's the fight we need to see next. It sucks because Islam's probably not going to come back down to 155. Ilia going up to 170 doesn't make. I mean, he's not a huge guy. He's definitely, you know, he could be walking around 185, 190. He's pretty thick. So I think that's the fight that I'd like to see as like the white.
Unfair if Ilia Topuria fights for the title in his next fight.
He was champion in the featherweight division. Maybe this is fair. Maybe no. This is politics, you know. In the UFC, too many movement. For me, interesting fight, but another. But I don't know. Topuria is small guy. Islam is really big guy, and I don't think that Topuria has changed against him. You know, like. If you wanna fight with Islam, you have to be like big guy, like similar like him, because he's good everywhere. But if your body is smaller than him, so you don't have change for sure.